So Groupon Voice is all about surprise and subverting the expectation of how customers expect to be communicated to by a company. And companies frequently send stuff, rewards, to their top customers, and usually it's swag, t-shirts, headbands. We could send that to our customers all day, and people might like it, but it wouldn't be very memorable. So instead, we send them stuff that's highly unusual and probably unwanted. So this is our goodies program, and every week we send a weird item. See, these are some of the things we've sent to random customers: a dental mouth guard, a clipper set, an auto harp. I think we sent a grand piano to somebody that we figured out in advance lived in a really small apartment. So that's something like, even if they don't want that grand piano, that's a great story that they'll probably tell their friends about because it's so surprising and stupid. When companies usually try to be creative, and from the consumer perspective, when they see something humorous coming from a company, their expectation of it is that you're only going to put the bare minimum into the concept in order to briefly engage them for the sole purpose of setting up a call to action designed to sell them something, which immediately discredits the creative content in and of itself and makes people shut down and not want to engage with it. At least that's how I personally react to corporate humor in marketing stunts and in copywriting. So it's really, really hard to get past that, but we try to subvert it sometimes with exhaustively deep concepts with no apparent business value that end up having business value, like I mentioned, because they have no apparent business value. So here's a couple of examples of some of the stuff that we've done that's like that. We had a holiday promotion called Grouponicus. And basically, we were just going to have a holiday store with a bunch of deals that were good for gifts. They ran a week long instead of a day long. It was the special store. We got dedicated emails for it. And it could have just been, when we did our press release for our holiday store, it could have just been like, Groupon has its holiday promotion just like everybody else. But we decided to imbue it with this strange, complex backstory that Groupon had been celebrating its own orthodox religion for thousands of years, and that every winter it celebrated its own pagan ritual celebration called Grouponicus. And as people eased into it, there were these tenets on this Grouponicus about page, and the first ones were kind of softballs, sort of made sense with what the promotion was about. It said, Orthodox believers of Grouponicus, they like experiential gifts instead of gift cards and stuff, and they like getting discounts on their gifts. All gifts should be at least half off, like they were in the Grouponicus store. And then the further deep they went, they found alarming and strange rituals and beliefs of Grouponicus, including that during the months of Grouponicus, you were not allowed to own a dog, that families gathered nightly to throw lists of their regrets into the regrets hole, and that adherents pledged fealty to Grupo the bargain bird, our Santa Claus equivalent. And we really liked the idea. It was sort of a parody of weird holiday customs. So we really like the idea that the further you go into this concept, that people are like, why are they doing this? There was no call to action. They're expecting us to hit them with some business value back at the end of it and direct them back into the deal, and it just doesn't come. And because it doesn't come, because it's not this thing that's intended to sell them something, I think we actually got more meaningful engagement. And then when the press covered Grouponicus, there was this rich, interesting story that made it stand out from everyone else's holiday promotion. So that's some of the stuff we've done just because we kind of wanted to and to entertain ourselves. So, okay, but what about when you actually have to sell stuff and tell customers something about your brand and stuff? Well, you just have to be cognizant, I think, of the fact that there is an ocean of crap, that customers are just endlessly barraged with boring, creatively bankrupt marketing messaging that insults their intelligence, and they're barraged with it in their email inbox, by advertisements they see everywhere, by junk mail. It's all images and copy telling us what to think and telling us what to do, invoking the same overused humor tropes. And just as a defense mechanism to fucking breathe, smart, intelligent, critical consumers have learned to shut that out and to not engage with it and to basically ignore it. I don't know about you, but that's kind of how I interact with most of the marketing messaging that comes my way.